Can you build a modern front end without JavaScript? If so, where would application state reside? In this video, I use OCaml, a next generation web dev language, to create a modern web application without writing any JavaScript. Alright, so let's get started. I have my editor open and I believe I have OPAM installed. I'm using Flux to do that. But I think my editor's ready, so let's get going with dependencies. So I've got OPAM installed. I don't think I've done an OPAM init yet. Which OPAM? Good. OPAM init. OCaml 4.14 is recommended for Dream, so let's our Dream OCaml. Okay, so let's go to Dream GitHub. I see 5.1. So let's take a look. Yeah. So let's go with the latest. I'm just going to let AI know. That's what I'm doing. To use this command to install OCaml. Do you want OPAM to configure ZSH? We'll stick with 5. Installing new switch packages. Okay, it's giving me some detailed instructions on how to get going. So I'll do an OPAM version. Let's take a look at where we're going. So we're going to do an OPAM update. We're going to make a folder, create local switch. Okay, what it does, it installs OCaml if not already installed. Creates a local switch in .opam isolating dependencies. Okay, cool. Activate switch. Okay, so I'll make the directory and then I'll do that. It's still running. Good. Okay, I've already forgotten what I'm doing next. So it was an OPAM init. Let's do OPAM update. Okay. And let's make a directory called Dream HTMX. cd dream. Now we have to do a switch to install OCaml 5.1.0. which creates an OPAM directory. Yeah. Okay, interesting. And then we have to activate the switch. Oh, we're still installing OCaml at 5.1. Now, if I was using Flux correctly, I think what I'd probably do is just install OCaml 5.1. And that actually might be the best thing to do. But for now, I'm just going to follow the directions here for now. Let's create a new tab. I'm curious. Let's do Phlox search OCaml. Script for 5.1. So there appears to be no 5.1. Curious. What are available? 5.1 is available, but it's just not in NixOS packages. Okay, so in that case, I definitely will stick with the recommended process. So now I should be able to say which OCaml. Oh. Which OCaml. Okay. Nice. And let's do OCaml version. Great. So OCaml's installed. Now let's install Dream. OPAM install Dream. OPAM can run brew to install them. Display the recommended brew command and wait. Continue anyway and abort. So yeah, which ones? The following system packages will need to be installed first. Okay. Well, let's do it. Number 1. I'm just going to use brew. Okay. Oh, still chugging along. Just a few more steps to go. So after this, we should just be able to create a hello world. Hello.ml. Okay. I need an extension. Let's do extensions. OCaml. And yeah, okay, that's much better. Much better. And the installation is done. Great. Now let's compile. File, hello ML, no such file or directory. Okay, and then I ran it. Okay. No implementation provided for the following modules: HTTP, Cipher. Okay. Oh, what's these outputs? Okay, can't open them. Can't open them. That's okay. All right, let's feed this to AI. I should verify. I should verify Dream as well. Eval? Eval. Shoot, what was it? eval OPAM-env. OPAM-env. Okay. Which, okay. Okay, so what is going on here? Let's go back a few steps. OPAM list. Grep. Dream. Great. Okay, good. Right, the hello world. Save and create hello in dream hello. Dream hello must have been the directory, yeah. So we have a different directory, that's fine. Okay, so the OCaml output is hello. Okay, so what is it saying about this error? Nothing yet. It's crapping out. Dependency configuration. Okay. So it looks like we're missing a digestive installation, or it's incompatible. Okay, and we'll find out when it's the latest version introducing features like multi-core support, but some libraries may not be fully tested with it, especially in a local switch. Solution. Verify and install digestive. Okay. One point three. Okay. OPAM update. OPAM upgrade. Let's just run both those. Yeah. I might have to go back to 4.14 if I can't figure out this error. That's okay. Oh. So it looks like some upgrades were required. So let's go that route first. And yeah, let's reinstall Dream. I can't remember how the Dream installation was done, but let's just reinstall it. OPAM install Dream. So that was 1.0.0 alpha 7. Let's see what else, let's see what it installs. Oh, alpha 8. Okay, so there was a, or there will be. Okay, so there was an update. Great. Now, okay, so let's go back to just running this command. Hey. No implementations. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Let's go back to this switch thing. Let's do 4.14.0. Okay, let's remove OPAM. 4.14 switch. It was somewhere up here. I think it was 4.14. Yeah. 4.14.0. Dream 5.1.0 digestive. OCaml. Okay, I really don't know what this error is, so I'm going back to 4.14. Switch. Okay. Is there a changelog? Well, hopefully it's backwards compatible. So let's just go with 4.14 of OCaml. Oh, no. So I need to use Dune. Remove .rf opam. So I was just using the wrong. Okay, I got it. So let's go back to the switch. Let's do 5.1.0. Should just follow the docs. Sometimes AI is counterproductive. In fact, look at that. There's a why is it an exe file? Middleware ML. Okay, so I'm gonna go with the Dune option. Opam install Dune. And at the same time, I'm going to remove cd dream. Remove hello.cmi, hello.cmx, and hello.o. Okay. Dune build. Okay. And then Dune exec. Okay. So that's what we'll try. We'll install Dune and then we'll run it with Dune. I think that's probably the problem. Opam install Dune. Okay, so I'll have to go from here. All right, let's try this. All right. Dune build. I cannot find the project root. If you'd like to create a name, you can type Dune init project dream HTMX. Great. So which Dune? Okay, Dune build. Oh, okay. Is there an opam in here? Now I'm confused. Let's just move hello in there, and I'll cd into Dream HTMX, and then we'll try to run Dune build there. Okay, weird. So I guess Dune takes ownership of the whole folder structure as well. So I wonder if that OPAM folder should be in there as well. Like so, and if move Dream HTMX Dream HTMX to here. Move Dream HTMX. What? Oh, because I've got it, yeah. Move Dream. Where am I? Okay. Move Dream HTMX. Dream HTMX to here. Yeah. Can I force that? Force. Okay. To, let's call it Dream HTMX Dune. Okay. So if I close this shell and I open it up again, terminal. All right. New terminal. And I go into the Dream HTMX Dune folder and I eval OPAM init. Oh. OPAM env, shoot. I don't know what I just was doing, but OPAM env. There we go. Which OCaml? Alright, OCaml version. Do I need to do that switch statement? There's already a switch stalled. Okay, there's already a switch installed. Okay, I will just take that to mean that eval. Okay, we'll take that to mean that Dream takes ownership of that as well. Does Dune take ownership of downloading of installing the correct OCaml version? I guess we'll go to Dune, OCaml Dune. Just trying to get clear on some of these, on like what's what here. That is taking far too long. All right, we'll go back here. All right, let's plow ahead. Dune build. Great. OPAM install Dune. No, which Dune? Oh, this is incredibly confusing. So, okay, now it's working. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, I must have been in the wrong folder or something. Anyway, so we've got our Dune, we've got our folder that Dune created, which I'm assuming that that is also the project in which we put our hello world.ml. I mean, I could be wrong, but let's figure this out, I guess. Dune init creates a folder. Should my ML files go in there? Might be better suited for Google. Okay. Lib bin test. The lib directory is typically used for library files and bin directory is used for executables. You can place your ML files in these directories depending on whether they are part of the library or an executable. Okay. Okay, so it's one or the other. Lib bin. Oh, there's a. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna create a new chat. Dune created a bin main.ml file. Actually, let's go back. Okay, so there's a hello world ML here. Cool. Okay, run.t. What's this? Okay. Okay, let's continue with installation. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to just Dune build, I guess. Oh, come on. That can't be. Which Dune? All right, OPAM install Dune. Probably because I deleted the OPAM. My bad. Round and round we go. All right, let's do a which Dune? Dune build. Oh, something happened. Where's my executable? So was this there before? Dune build. No, so the build output. So how do I Dune exec build? Like how does that work? right? Like, shouldn't there be some instructions? To build everything that is meant to be installed in this project, Dune build install. To run the test type. This project is called Hello World. The library is defined in lib, the executables in bin. It also defines a test and test. At the top level of the project, there's an OPAM. To build everything that is meant to be. Sure, but how do you run it? That would be helpful. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if AI is smart enough to just basically help me out with this. With a screenshot. Because why not? Upload file. Recent. Here is my file structure. How do I run the Dune project? The Dune Hello World. Hello ML. Or main ML. Great. So it is smart enough to do that. Dune build. Okay. Compiles the ML into an executable. That's what I thought. And then so you run this command. Okay. Bin main exe. Okay. Cool. Alright. It's not really what I was going for, but okay. So how okay. Now that I have my main.ml working, I want to okay, here's the contents of main.ml. Here is the contents of main.ml. Let's fill this with our dream server. Hello world. From earlier. Now hopefully this works. Okay, so what am I doing wrong here? Oh, Dune build. Dune build. Okay. Unbound module dream. What's going on there? Here. Get to OCaml file. Cannot find the dream module when building the ML file. Oh, this is probably. Yeah. This is probably because. Well, I should verify the installation. That might be gone. Okay. Okay, so I've got installed Dream because I removed it when I removed the OPAM folder. I'm fairly certain. And we'll activate the local switch again. Okay, so let's look at the Dune. What is this one? It says it's got the HTMX in there, Dream HTMX. Okay. 17 stars. I don't think so. I don't know why that's there. Let's just put dream in there. So, install dream again because it wasn't there. And so it's present. Great. Build. Oh. Unused. Well, we can fix that. Not sure how it's unused, but it says it's unused, so build. Okay. Now I want to cool. Ayo. We got it. We got a hello world application working. Great. So let's commit this. Oh, not even in a repo. Let's make this a repo. So where am I? pwd. Oh dear. There we go. Git init. We don't want. Okay, so we want to do git ignore file because we want to not have the build folder in there. Okay, that's good. Everything else we want. Get hello world application working. Oops. Great. Now, we want HTMX support. Oh. All right, so now let's do an HTMX version. So we've got HTMX being imported in a script tag here. And then what this says is that there is a greet router path, which we've got defined here in Dream. And at least this is what I think it's doing. And the HX trigger means on DOM load. That's what this means, like on DOM load, invoke the /greet endpoint, which our Dream server should respond with this bit of HTML. So let's just try that, see if that works. And I guess we don't need that. Hey. Okay. Dune build. Oh. Dune build. Dune. Oh. Let's go back over to 8080. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's go over here to the network tab because I just want to see this in action. Yeah, there's the greet request that gets triggered upon download. And then what did it respond with? Yeah, it responded with a fragment, HTML fragment, which got plugged in right here. um, because I think the default behavior of is to target. You can specify other targets with HTMX, but I think the default behavior is to target the originating element there. Cool. All right. So now we've got a dynamic example going. So let's save this. Let's commit this. Git dynamic HTMX or set up hello world with HTMX and plus on DOM ready on DOM load trigger. All right. Okay, so this works. Let's get this feedback to AI. This works. Now I would like to load. Let's go back to the metasearch API. This is essentially the endpoint that I'm after. So let's invoke it. And then let's copy it as a curl. Let's go back over here and say, now I would like to load, now I would like a button in the UI, which when clicked loads the next 10 blocks from this API endpoint. I want the button to always remain on the page. So I want the response to be prepended. Now I think we can do this with HTMX. I think I can go, if you go to the reference section or go to the docs, let's go to the examples. There's like a prepend or there's a click. Where are these examples? Right, swapping. So we can, before the first child inside the target, so before the target. I think the default behavior is enter HTML, or the default is enter HTML, puts the content inside the target element. Okay, I don't want to swap, I don't want to replace the entire target with the element, with the return content. So after begin or before begin prepends the content before the target in the target's parent element. Yeah, before begin. I want the button to always remain on the page, so I want the response to be prepended. I think. The way the API works is there is a limit but no there's no offset, so load larger sets but only take the last 3. Now that's a lot of the last 10. That's a lot of information, but let's just see what it comes up with. There's a little bit of context embedded in this thread, so it's putting that in as well. Oh, okay. I'm going to need some explanation for sure. Okay, LWT syntax. Define a block type. Block is canonical. Okay. String, 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 string. Float. Headers, co-HTTP header list of. Okay, so some of those aren't needed. Much of those aren't needed. Only the accept and content type headers are needed. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Fetch blocks. So this body, there's headers, and then there's a response. Client post headers body. And the string, URI of string. And then we parse into JSON, and then the JSON is parsed. Okay, I'm unfamiliar with this syntax, so I'm just going to have to trust it. But this looks like simply a way of just accessing the data, oh yeah, I suppose I should give it its return structure, but data blocks and then an array of things. So let's see if it actually did that. Okay, the response object, response payload looks like this. And then I gave it too much information, honestly. Instead of just taking the last 10 blocks and loading an increasingly larger list, I'm going to start off with a simpler task. Like we'll just load the first 10 blocks, and we'll just keep prepending those, so they'll be repeated every time we click the button. Let's just do that. That's simpler, and then we'll augment it. Okay. So let's install co-HTTP and YoJSON. So one for, I'm assuming co-HTTP is for HTTP requests and YoJSON is for parsing the JSON response. Makes sense. Okay, let's get a little bit of, yeah. Okay, and then we have render blocks, which turns the blocks, render blocks, okay, blocks, fetch blocks, okay, fetch blocks 20. Why is it fetching 20? I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay, let's simplify. Let's further simplify and only load the next and each time the button is clicked, 10 more blocks. 10 more blocks are added to the UI. However, let's keep it simple and only load the first 10 blocks every time. duplicates in UI. We should just simplify the case. All right, this is much simpler. Let's go ahead with this. And I'll add these to the Dune file. So the Dune file is here. I don't think we need that. Okay. And let's update our main.ml with this, and let's see what happens. Yeah, we don't need to, I don't think we need to load those in. So let's do a build, see what happens. Build. Let unbound value. Okay, I'm unfamiliar with the syntax, so really don't know what that means. But let's just give it a try. Okay. Unbound value. Indicates that the let star syntax, which is part of OCaml's LWT library for asynchronous programming, is not recognized in your main.ml file. Okay, so this is asynchronous behavior. This happens because the LWT module is not properly opened or included in your project setup. Okay. Okay, so I think co-HTTP is included in there. Open Dream. Do we need Dream? I thought we didn't need Dream. Okay. Client.post. So I must be missing a library. I don't remember downloading a client module. It's part of the co-HTTP LWT. Oh, which I. Yep. Okay. Great. So let's build that. Unused variable response. Oh. Can you just do something like this? Height, hash, fees, canonical. Coinbase receiver. This is just a string. And actually, it's not optional. So, toString. And let's go back here and remove the option. So I think that's what it's doing. And then let's put in the Coinbase receiver username. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. Dream and LWT infix unused and unused. Yeah, I think that's because their Dune file is okay. Infix and Dream. Let's try that. Okay, that builds. All right. Moment of truth. Load next 10 blocks. Next 10 blocks. There's some kind of error. Internal server error. Okay. expected string got null. Okay, interesting. So it's a runtime error, probably because if it's a runtime error, then it's likely that, oh, you know what? It probably looked at my, oh yeah, username is null. So option, let's put that back in. And toString op, what was this before? Let's go back. ToString option is what it was. Yeah, ToString option. Okay, so that's the nice thing about languages with strong type systems. If you know you get a runtime error, then it's probably an integration point. Okay, let's build this again. Oh, okay, yeah. How do you specify an optional string? Um, how do I print this optional string? It'll figure it out. Okay, cool. You can put those in like a block statement like that. Oh, look at that. It already knows what I'm trying to do. Great. Heyo. Okay, I did want that button to be at the bottom. If I load that again, I just get the same blocks over again. That's totally fine. PhD soon, payout. That's funny. Okay. Great. This is really interesting. So let's go back to so next blocks. I would like to improve the styling. I wonder is yeah. I do want to improve the styling, but what do I want to do next? Oh yeah, I got the behavior wrong with the blocks. So let's um, so I'll just let me go back actually to, is it after begin? Maybe let's try that. We'll build and execute. Okay. So I'm gonna have to give this feedback. The button always appears above the blocks. I want the button at the bottom. Adjust the HTMX tags. Now I'm curious to see what it comes up with, because right now it says, oh, after end. On a wrapper div. The simplest approach is to keep the button at the bottom and use HTMX swap before on a wrapper div to prepend blocks, ensuring the button stays below. Yeah, that does add more like unnecessary. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't be unnecessary. So here's our dynamic container. So we're targeting the dynamic dynamic element. Okay, yeah, that should work. Let's try that. Let's just, this is the bit that changed. That's all that matters. Oh, is that not what I had before? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So let's. Oh. You know what? Let's just go with that. So there's a dynamic. We're targeting. Yeah. We don't need that extra structure. We just needed to move our dynamic target above the button, so that's fine. Let's do that. All right. Great. Perfect. Now, so let's save this. Let's commit this, that is. Load same 10 blocks. Now let's okay. Save this as a checkpoint. Number 1. Just ACK. Whoops, just CAC. Just ACK. Just ACK. Okay. All right. Now I want to load the next 10 blocks on each click. I want you to simply increase the limit and take the last 10 blocks. So I imagine fetch blocks will now take a parameter. Oh no, it keeps a limit mutable reference. Okay, that's fine. And when it gets it, it's just going to, okay, so it's going to mutate current limit and increase it by 10. No, I don't want you to sort it. It's already sorted. The blocks come back in the correct sorted order. There is no need to sort it in memory. Okay, and so we just fetch blocks, right? Cool. So really the only thing that's changed here is the fetch blocks function. List reverse, take 10 blocks in. Like, does it change the order? Does next blocks have the blocks in reverse sorted order? Anyway, let's just plug it in for now and just try, see what happens. And oh yeah, we need the mutable reference too. Okay, yeah, so it was being reversed. Okay, so we don't need dream. Or infix. Okay, but we still have this problem. Whatever this is. The constructor has type string of string. Okay. Something's going on there. Okay, so there's just an unnecessary okay, so it's just an unnecessary specification of a string type or something like that. Alright, not a big deal. Something to do with EOJSON and association, this assoc type. Alright, dream. Yeah, what's that syntax? Fun response body. It's interesting. Used for chaining LWT monadic. Okay, I don't want. Avoid the use of monads, please. Like, we just don't need monads. LWT's monadic syntax for handling asynchronous operations. Since you like to avoid monads where possible, we can refactor fetch blocks functions. Straightforward non-monadic approach. This is LWT's basic sequential execution with explicit callbacks or a synchronous alternative if feasible. No. Hold on. Let's revert back to checkpoint 1. No, that wasn't it. This is checkpoint 1. Yeah, okay. Keep the let star syntax from LWT, but now add the new requirement of loading the next 10 blocks. What's going on here? What else are you telling me? Let's just stop. Stop talking. All right. While adding the new requirement of loading the next 10 blocks on each button click, I'll update the main.ml file to incorporate pagination logic. This will involve tracking the current limit, dispatch the increasing number, and then taking the last 10 building on your defined checkpoint 1. Okay, good. That's fine with me. Yep, that's pretty much what I was expecting. Okay. Could I have done that faster myself? Maybe, but I'm unfamiliar with the syntax here. But really all we were doing is adding a current limit, which we were increasing at the end of the function and taking the next 10. Let's see if this builds first. Oh. Where's that string syntax? Okay, first let's fix this. Fix this syntax issue. The expression has a type string, but the expression was of type. Yeah, so I'm not exactly, I don't remember what the error was exactly with this, but I think like a plain string or something was sufficient. The syntax you're encountering during Dune occurs because the value associated with query in the key in the EOJSON basic to string assoc call is a plain string, while EOJSON basic T expects a JSON compatible value, e.g. a string or another constructor. Okay, that's fine. So let's get that fixed. Which in a socialist requires values to be JSON basic T, a string, not a raw string. Okay, so is it the query that's the problem? The query string? So I could fix that. Solution. This fix to the syntax issue, we need to wrap the concatenated query string in a string constructor. The string constructor wraps the concatenated query string, making it a something, something, something. Okay. Okay, that doesn't look like it fixed the problem. I'm going to just wholesale copy that. Yeah, we still have that same problem. So it feels like what I should be doing is this backtick. I think this is like a string constructor. No. Okay. And that doesn't fix it. No. So I'll try this. I'll just do this again. Here's my code. Here is the compile error. Yeah, I feel like something's wrong with this raw string. Um, uses a plain string as a value. Yeah, because yo JSON basic toString expects yo JSON basic T values for assoc. Yeah, which should be tagged like with constructors like string, not a raw string. That's what I thought as well. Um, in the associated list, ensuring the value is JSON basic T. The correction was previously applied, but it seems the fix was reverted or misplaced in your current code. I'll update the. Oh, did I not save it? That would be horrible. No, I gave you the right code. I think the query is the problem. I think that's the real problem. You know what the problem is? Stems from YoJSON basic toString of association call expecting a YoJSON basic T value for the query key, but the current syntax incorrectly mixes a plain string with a polymorphic variant. Yeah. So I mean, okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm unfamiliar with this syntax, so like that still seems like the same basic problem, but maybe it's not. I don't know. It's not. All right. Okay. The pleasures of OCaml. All right, let's take a look at this. Load 10 blocks. 32 to 26. 32 to 26. Okay. So this doesn't work because we're taking 10. We need to take the last 10. This takes the top 10, not the last 10. In fact, it's sometimes grok is so verbose. Just correct this one snippet and print out just the snippet. Okay, well, if this gives me the blocks in reverse order though, then I'll just have to. Okay, well, we'll just try it. Maybe I don't understand it. And we can always fix it. Okay, it does exactly that. So, can I just, you know, list rev like so, like so? That would be great. $32 and $26. Reverse the list, take 10 blocks. This is always getting the top 10 blocks. Why? Takes the first 10 elements from blocks. Okay. Oh, what's it doing there? That's crazy. So we need to reverse. First need to reverse the blocks. Okay. List rev. Then we take 10 and then we reverse it again. Yeah, that's what we should do. Okay, this is good. But I wanted it to prepend. Yeah. My target isn't right. It's like I always want to append to the bottom of. Is it before begin? $32 to $26 and then $25 to $18. Nice. And $17 to $12. Great. All right, success. I'm really pleased with how this project turned out. I think I accomplished what I set out to do, which was to see if we could achieve the same fine-grained reactivity as you might expect from a front-end framework like React. Um, Now, in this case, I was able to load blocks in sequentially. It's a fairly simple example. The question that sort of is raised for me is whether I can achieve the same fine-grained reactivity um, in a far more complex scenario. Um, of course, front-end frameworks like React, they manage reactivity on such a fine scale that I wonder if it might be an organizational problem on the back-end server to manage all those different fragments that would be returned to achieve the same kind of fine-grained reactivity. So I might follow up on another video at some point to see if how far we can push this and what are the challenges that I come into, that we run into, and whether or not this is indeed a scalable solution. So stick around, like, subscribe, and follow me on this journey to explore next generation web development languages. Okay, bye now.